Hey everybody, it's Zach. Welcome back to the Heroverse. And guys, the thumbnail is correct. You heard it right. Daredevil Netflix is officially canon in the MCU. Guys, I am just so excited to finally be able to talk about this. As you all know, this news dropped Thursday, early Thursday. I want to say it was around probably 2 or 3 o'clock. My bro Troy told me about this news. It said, "Oh my God, did you not hear? I just watched the video. There was a new Echo trailer, and they pretty much confirmed that Netflix's Daredevil is officially canon in the MCU." I said, "No freaking way, no shot." I was geeking out. I watched this trailer, and I was just super excited. Um, and then previously after, I was like, you know what, I was like, okay, like I'm out right now. I can't really like make a video on this news, but I could at least talk about it in my Discord chat. So I was talking about it in my Discord chat. I was retweeting everything on Twitter, talking about it on Twitter, but I did not get a chance to make a video here to talk about it. So that's why it's so important to before you get any further in this video, definitely go subscribe my go follow my Twitter at the Heroverse. Definitely go follow me on Instagram, because that's where I usually talk about things over there. And make sure to go follow me over on my Discord as well, which of course, you as usual, it's always in my description down below. So definitely go follow my Discord. But that's where we usually talk about things if I am out and I cannot make a video. But this is just huge W news. I also, but when I got home, I actually, did not get a chance because I got home so late that Thursday night. And then, of course, Friday, I actually got sick. I was really sick. I could not make a video. I couldn't get out of the bed. And, I said to myself, okay, hopefully I'll be able to make one Saturday. And here it is Saturday, 2 days later, after the news dropped that Netflix's Daredevil is officially canon. And what better way to announce that it's officially canon than to promote the Echo show, where, of course, as we know, Kingpin plays such a big role in the show via, of course, that is Maya's uncle. So I really do love how they're playing into the fact of, okay, like, this is and the MCU's first TVMA show. And we are comparing it to how gritty the Netflix Daredevil show is. That's how that's how our Echo show is. So what better way to officially announce also, to get people to kind of know tonally that, because people were kind of hoping that the Netflix Daredevil show is how gritty the Echo show is going to be. So what better way to let people know that that Netflix's Daredevil is canon than to pretty much put sequences in the Echo trailer, referring back to Netflix's Daredevil on, you know what I mean, to let them know that yes, our show is going to be tonally as gritty as the Netflix Daredevil, but also it is canon what we know in Netflix's Daredevil to be in the Echo show. So I'm really excited to see what they're doing here, how they're building upon the Netflix universe in the MCU universe. I'm really glad they are doing that. I think we all wanted that from the beginning, of them to just continue that storyline of what they've built up with, character wise and story wise, with what they did over on Netflix's Daredevil. So I'm really glad that they are continuing that over. We still don't know really when the show, at least I don't know when the show takes place, to make it make sense why Daredevil has a new costume or has his old costume, because of course, as we've seen in the promotional stuff for Echo, he has his red and black suit and he does not have his yellow and red suit. I want to say, I want to assume that this is before he makes his appearance in She-Hulk, which would make sense. You know what I mean? He'd have his red and black suit, and then he would transition over to his yellow and red suit, and of course Luke would be making and like, I guess he would be repainting Daredevil's suit to red and yellow, so it makes sense why that would be. But then again, I'm not quite sure. Maybe they will be like, okay, he started with yellow and red, but then he's gonna go back to his red and black. I don't really know. It just would make sense that this would be before She-Hulk, but then again, I'm not quite sure. We probably don't know that yet, and we'll probably figure it out when we watch, Echo on Tuesday, which I cannot believe Echo releases on Tuesday. Super excited about that. Of course, I will be doing reactions over on Patreon, which of course, like I said, link in description to my Patreon. It's only $5 a month, and all full-length reactions for Echo, all 5 full-length reactions of Echo will be dropped on Tuesday, so definitely stay tuned for that. But I definitely want to get into this trailer. Like I said, I've seen it before, but I definitely want to do some quick, breakdowns of what I liked about this trailer, but also talk a little bit more why I'm excited that that Netflix's Daredevil is officially canon in the MCU, and what that could mean going forward, and what great storylines that we could see continuing from Netflix's Daredevil. But without further ado, like I said, we're going to be getting into this trailer called Hurt. Like I said, this was a sick trailer. I love what they did with it. But without further ado, let's get into it in 3, 2, 1. Let's get into it right about now.
When I was a boy, I had to choose a path, or fate would choose for me. I've hurt people, and I'm going to hurt more.
I love how they did this. And this just shows that they're not playing around with Echo.
For what I'm about to do.
On that TVMA.
Gang wars. The city.
Let's go.
Crumbles.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Maya. We are the only ones we can trust.
In 5 days.
Betrayal.
But sooner
That's
than
not
that.
something that I can forgive.
It's in 2 days now. It looks so good, this show.
Nothing about this brings me joy. You brought this on yourself.
This. Oh, that fight's gonna be epic.
I have to kill you.
Just look at this.
Marvel Studios.
I'm so
Echo.
ready.
All episodes streaming January 9th. Set your Disney Plus profile to
The
TVMA.
TVMA. Set it. It's gonna go down. Set your thing for TVMA. It's definitely gonna go down. But like I said, guys, this is amazing. And mind you, we found more news out that Thursday day after they released this trailer. We found out not only is, you know, the fight between Echo and Daredevil going to be 6 minutes long, and I actually heard I think today, and yes, I think it was today or like earlier today, that's actually going to be 7 minutes long, but I think it's going to be 6 minutes long. But not only that, it's going to be the first episode where we get to see Daredevil. That fight is going to be in the first episode. You know how badass that is, that they're not even making us wait for that fight? They're going to drop it the first episode to kick off the series. I think that's a brilliant way to also get people hyped up for the series. It's kind of like, you know, you started the train off fast, and then from there it's gonna, like, you know, the momentum's gonna hopefully keep up. That's what I'm really hoping, is that, you know, it's gonna start off really fast and it's gonna keep up the momentum. That's what I'm really hoping from the show. But we also have to remind ourselves that, again, this is the Echo show, and it's just and, you know, really cool that through Echo we get to be with Kingpin and we get to be with Daredevil again, because Maya is such a key, you know, element to this story on why Kingpin is here. It's going to build up to, you know, going into Daredevil Born Again. And not only that, but it's also going to build up to why Daredevil shows up in the show and why he fights Echo and where that's going with his character going into Daredevil Born Again. So really, we really got to be grateful, you know, that we are getting this show, because it is setting up the key components going into Daredevil Born Again, going into Spider-Man 4, because we know we've heard rumors of Daredevil and Kingpin being in Spider-Man 4. I don't know how, like, real that is, like if those rumors are really true or not, that, you know, Spider-Man 4 is going to be real grounded, you know, with, you know, Daredevil helping out Spider-Man to take down Kingpin. We also heard in the news of things, we also heard that, you know, Kevin, I think it was Kevin, or I can't remember who said it, but, you know, they want Kingpin to be the Thanos of the street level, you know, like to the street level heroes. So I really like the idea of that. It makes sense to kind of have, you know, Kingpin be that be the Thanos of the street level heroes, which I really like to hear that, because I really want to see a lot more street level, you know, heroes go at it with somebody that is a really good villain, like, of course, is Kingpin. It just makes so much sense. But I actually want to go to, like, different point of the I think this scene, if I'm correct, I want to say is in Daredevil. I don't know if it's in season 3, this shot. I can't quite remember. Maybe this is a shot not in season 3. Maybe this is a new shot from Echo. I'm not quite sure. Let me know down in the comments below. But there's also another shot here. Of course, this is from Daredevil season 1, where we get Fisk's, you know, backstory, which I really, really love how they added that in there to confirm that this is, again, Netflix's Daredevil is connected to the MCU. So I really, really love that automatically that they put that in there. And of course, after this, we do get this scene, which of course is from season one as well. They show a lot of season one stuff in here from the promotional stuff, which I really do love. Of course, this is the first time Daredevil wears his suit, which of course is in the finale of season one of Daredevil, when of course he puts on the suit for the first time, which I really love how they added it. Of course, real quick talk about this suit. The mask and the suit looked a lot better going into season two. Of course, and it still kind of stayed the same, the suit in season two in the beginning, but then of course it changed as the season went on. Of course, the mask changed. I'm pretty sure some of the suit changed as well, because I did not rock at first when I saw the suit. I loved it, but then when season two started and it was episode one of season two, it looked a lot, it just didn't look very good, and I was like, okay. And I really love how they, even the producers of the Netflix Daredevil show, said, okay, this mask's gotta go, we gotta do some changes here, it doesn't look as great as we thought. So they made some changes upon it, and of course, they added it in to the story where, of course, Punisher shot Daredevil in the face, and of course that's why Daredevil got a new mask, which I really love. And they kind of made changes via that in the story, which I thought fit perfectly. So I just do love how they're adding in a lot of like the dark elements. Of course, this is from season two, where Elektra and him are working together and they are trying to take out the Hand. So I really, really appreciate that they added some season two footage in here. Thought that was really, really cool. And of course, I want to say that's from, I think, season one, if I'm correct, where Matt explains to Foggy why he does what he does, where his hands are all bloody. But of course, this is a lot of the footage from Hawkeye, which I like how they have to add some, key elements to where Fisk is, but also where Echo is in the storyline, and why this story is happening with Echo, on her kind of wanting to, I am assuming, want to finish her revenge on Kingpin. So I really, really love how that's kind of at least where I think this story is going. But they're also giving a recap for a lot of people that have not watched the Hawkeye series, kind of a quick refresher to go into her series, which I really appreciate. But of course, this is a lot of the new footage from the show, and we kind of get new footage here on out. But the thing I really want to go to is the fight between Echo and Daredevil. Mainly this one shot that I really, really love. I think, yeah, it's this right here. I love that shot. It is so clean. This shot with Daredevil. I'm gonna pause on it. You know how sick that is? That he's just like, let's go with the Billy Clubs. Of course, the introduction to this Billy Club, where it turns into a grappler, happened in season two. That is when Melvin kind of gives Daredevil a little bit of a pick me up to officially fight the Hand. And I want to say that that's the finale episode where that happens, if I'm correct, in season two. So I really, really appreciate that they're really showcasing his Billy Clubs that turn into the grappler. I really appreciate that, and I find he does the coolest things with this, and I'm really hoping he uses this a lot in the fight between Echo. But I just thought this was such a cool transition to where the music picks up here, and you can actually like pick it up here, which is just a great transition to when he goes like this, which I'm gonna play right now. I love that where it goes like it's like, oh dude, it's so badass, and I just find it really, really cool. But we're gonna get a little bit more of the fight right here, which is right here. Let me mute this because we really don't need to have the music playing. And this fight's just like, I just love it. I love how they're not showing too much either, because as you already know, this fight did leak a couple, I'm gonna say it was like last week this fight leaked. I'm not quite sure. I'd have to check my Discord chat to like see when it actually leaked out. But I was furious. I made a post about it on my community tab. But I'm really annoyed that whoever decided to leak this fight, probably thinks that, they did a great thing or they did an awesome thing for the fans. In all, that person really isn't a fan at all, because if he was a fan, or if the person was a fan, they would know that we would want to wait to see this when the show dropped, which at that point we were 8 days out when they dropped that fight sequence. I was like, we're 8 days out. Don't watch this fight. It's not worth it. We want to know why this is happening. And I'm really glad that I waited, because I now get to know why this is happening when I watch episode one. Why is this happening? We'll just have to wait and see. But I'm just so glad I waited. But just seeing little snippets that have been built upon throughout the other TV spots and trailers makes me really happy to see all this go down. I think this is really, really cool to see that fight go down. And of course, we end up getting to the Echo, logo where it says all episodes streamed January 9th, which again, like I said, I'm just super, super excited for this show. And of course, then it says Hulu to Disney Plus, set your Disney profile or Disney Plus profile to TVMA to stream, which I really love how they keep, going back to that same part of the show where they are wrapping up the dead body with all the blood, pretty much specifying that this is not for kids. This is TVMA. This is that Netflix Daredevil level, that gritty, bloody, dark, violent show that you guys have been wanting. This is the start of MCU going down that path. Like, this is the start, and this is and we're going to start with the show to kind of go down that path of starting that street level, dark, gritty, bloody, Netflix, Daredevil vibes that we've all been wanting, which really makes me happy because I'm just glad that they are doing this. I'm glad that we get to start it with Echo, and I'm glad to see where this go, like where Echo's story builds upon, to see where we yet again get to see Daredevil. Why is he fighting Echo? To see where Kingpin ends this off at, to see where he goes into Daredevil Born Again, because I think this is going to transition straight into Daredevil Born Again before Spider-Man 4. At least that's what I think. I think we will get Daredevil Born Again before Spider-Man 4, but yet again, I could be wrong. And I also, more news that dropped on the same day, Thursday. We heard that they're going to start filming in a couple of weeks. Daredevil Born Again. They're going to get back to filming, which makes me really, really happy that they're probably hoping for that 2025 release date. I'm really, really hoping that that's what they're trying to aim for, and hopefully it's early 2025, not late 2025. But we'll just have to wait and see. They're gonna have to film a lot in these next couple of months to even get it early 2025. But you never know. Maybe they could really pull it off. But I also want them to take their time. So even if they can't get early 2025, I will be okay with it. I definitely want them to take their time. I don't want them to rush this out. And I'm glad that, again, a lot of people were bummed that they're kind of starting from scratch with what they filmed already in Daredevil Born Again, because as we all know, that they filmed a lot of stuff where it was just a lot of courtroom and not a lot of Matt Murdock in the Daredevil suit going out as Daredevil. Like, again, Matt wasn't going to show up in the Daredevil suit until episode 4, which I think is outrageous. I think that made me really upset. Again, I love the courtroom drama stuff, but I think that is a little ridiculous for a character that loves being Daredevil to not get in the suit until episode 4. And of course, hearing that about Foggy and Karen dying in like episode 1, or that's why I think that's why he starts being Daredevil again, is because they end up dying or some shit. I never liked any of that stuff. So I'm really kind of glad that, now that they made this canon, that kind of gives us hope that now that they're kind of refilming some things, we'll have, they'll add Eldon Henson and of course Deborah Ann Wool back as Foggy and Karen. I'm really hoping that they since they made this canon, that they will now add them in, because they know that that's what we want. And again, even if it's, it took them for them to realize of watching what they had filmed of Daredevil Born Again to be like, okay, we don't like this. Maybe we should just make everything canon now. Maybe we shouldn't try to mess with it. Even though, it's kind of sad that Marvel had to do whatever to watch whatever that they had filmed in Daredevil Born Again, for them to realize that, okay, they should have just, made it canon already, and they should have just kept what they had going from Netflix. I'm just okay with the fact that they learned their mistakes, and that they get to build upon their mistakes and give us what we finally have been wanting. So I take this as a win. I don't take this as an L for Marvel's initial kind of path that they were going down with Daredevil Born Again. I'm glad that they learned upon their mistakes, and they're giving us what we wanted. Like, that's what good studios do, and that's what they're giving us. So fingers crossed that Eldon Henson and Deborah Ann will come back as Foggy and Karen. Fingers crossed for that. I think that is a great I think that is what we can hope from by them making this canon now. Not only that, but my hopes going into the story, like going into future stories of Daredevil, whether it be movies or shows. I'm really hoping that we can get a continuation of Bullseye storyline, because of course at the end of Daredevil season 3, of course, Bullseye was getting that adamantium spine, which of course I think they did say like the Netflix producer said that is adamantium. So he's getting his adamantium spine or vibranium spine. I think it was adamantium. That's what at least what I heard. So that way he finally has those Bullseye abilities. So then really make him that even more of a threat. Like he is officially that Bullseye that we know from the comics. So we were gonna get the storyline I think going into a Daredevil season 4, but of course we never got it. And of course Netflix, of course the MCU picked up the rights back to Daredevil. So I'm really kind of hoping now that they made this canon that we will finally get that continuation with Bullseye storyline now that everything is canon. I would love that. I think we all want it. I think once we saw that moment where Bullseye's eyes opened and we saw the circular, his circular bullseye in his eye, we kind of were already like, oh my God, like he is now Bullseye. Like he has that adamantium spine. He's going to be doing crazy shit now. Like he's got his powers now. Like I think we all kind of were like, okay, like this is going to go crazy in season 4. But then we found out the harsh reality. They didn't get renewed for season 4, and then our hearts broke. But I'm glad that Marvel, that now that they made this canon, they can build upon that storyline. Hopefully, we can get the same actor back that played Bullseye. That's what I want. I don't want any changes. Don't change it up. Ask the dude that played Bullseye before if he wants to return. I want to know his name. You know what I mean? I don't want to just say the dude that played Bullseye because he did an amazing job. So I'm actually gonna look up Daredevil real quick because I definitely want to give him where credit is due because he killed it as Bullseye, and I want to just like make sure I got his name right. So let me look real quick. What's his name? Wilson Bethel. I think his name is Wilson Bethel. Yeah, bro killed it as Poindexter. He killed it. So that's why I'm like, I want him back. Don't ask anybody else. You know what I mean? Like, if Marvel knows what's best for them, if Kevin knows what's best for them, you know what I mean? He will, ask everybody that was in the previous season before to come back. If everything is canon, that's what you got to do. You can't change things up. So I'm really hoping that this means we can build upon stories that we started up in the first 3 seasons of Daredevil. Hopefully, this also means that we could probably get the same Vanessa back, the same actress that played Vanessa, which her name is Aliti Zurer. I'm probably butchering her name. I think I'm gonna say it the best I can. I think it's like Elite uh Zorar. I think it's called. Her name is Elite Zorar. Again, I could be butchering her name. I'm sorry, but you kill it as Vanessa. Hopefully, they can get her back. That's what I really, really hope. That's like my really biggest fingers crossed. Hopes going into the future of Daredevil, whether it be in series or movies. I'm not quite sure what they're planning on doing, like past season 1 of Daredevil, what they're going to be doing. Or I guess you could say technically a season 4 now that everything is canon. But that's what I'm really hoping is that we can get some recurring actors back to play these characters. That really made the show special to begin with. Because at the end of the day, if we don't get it, if we don't get Eldon, if we don't get Deborah, if we don't get Elite, again, I could be saying her name wrong. I feel like it just really won't feel the same. Even if we have the grittiness, even if we have Charlie, even if we have Vincent, it just won't feel the same. It takes everybody to kind of everybody that played the characters before to kind of give us that feel of what we loved before. So I'm really hoping it's either all or it's what I mean, it's all or kind of that you bring everybody back or it's kind of nothing. But at the end of the day, I mean, as long as we can get at least Deborah, and if we can get Eldon back, I'll take it. But at the end of the day, I would love everybody back if you're gonna make it canon. It just makes sense. But let me know down in the comments below, like, what do you think? Do you think that everybody should come back? Now that everything is canon, now that the MCU said Netflix's Daredevil is canon, do you think Eldon should come back? Do you think Deborah should come back? Do you think do you think the actress that played Vanessa should come back? Do you think what's his name Wilson Bethel? Do you think he should come back as Ben Poindexter? Let me know. Do you think that they all should come back to reprise their roles now that this is kind of like Daredevil Born Again is kind of going to be a season 4? Because it just makes sense that if everything else is canon, that this would be a season 4 Born Again, and it kind of just makes me want to know where Matt's headspace is at if that is canon, like what's going on in his life. I think we'll have to wait to see all that until Daredevil Born Again. To see kind of what's been going on. So it makes me really excited now that everything is canon. What is our Matt Murdock been up to? And kind of like really, I'm excited to learn a little bit more what Fisk has been up to if everything now has been canon. Like where did his life go? Where did Vanessa go? Like in the events of Hawkeye, like where was Vanessa? When did he get out of prison? How does he become mayor? If they still keep that in the storyline going into Daredevil Born Again, like these are just all questions I wonder, and hopefully we'll get some answers in Echo. But even if we don't, I think we all need to like understand that again, it's not their show; it is Echo's show. So I'm okay with that. If we kind of have a lot of questions that that still need answered, if they don't get answered here, it makes sense that, again, it's not their show, it's Echo's show, so we will just have to wait until Daredevil Born Again. But it just makes me happy that it is officially canon, guys. We officially won. This is a W. Thank you, Kevin Feige. That's all I can really say is thank you, Kevin Feige. You are the GOAT. And I'm just excited for Tuesday. Like I said, Tuesday, all 5 episodes are going to be streaming on Disney Plus and Hulu. Like I said, set your Disney Plus accounts to TVMA. Mine's already set. I am ready. I am pumped. I'm so excited for this. Like I said, you guys are not gonna want to miss my reactions to all 5 episodes of Echo. Like I said, subscribe to my Patreon. Link down in the description. Go subscribe to my Patreon. It's only $5 a month. Movie reactions, TV show reactions, guys. We are still in the midst of finishing Percy Jackson and the Olympians. We're almost done with that. Next thing you know, I'm going to be starting the book 1 of Avatar The Last Airbender. I'm trying to get all 3 books done of rewatching Avatar before the show live action show drops on Netflix in February. So hopefully we'll be able to get on that soon. Not only that, of course, Echo, my reactions will be dropping on Tuesday. I'm not quite sure. Let me know if you guys know what time Echo is going to be dropping, because as far as I know, I heard it's going to be dropping late kind of Monday going into Tuesday, so I'm thinking it might be a 3 a.m. release, not quite sure, or it might be a 9 a.m. release. Apparently people say when stuff drops on Hulu, they drop really late, so I'm thinking it might be that 3 a.m. release time. But let me know, maybe you guys know what time Echo will be dropping. You guys might know the exact time, so let me know so I can get on it as quick as possible and get these reactions out for you guys as quick as possible. Like I said, guys, it is definitely worth it if you guys go subscribe to my Patreon. It would just mean the world to me. I'm really trying to get some growth over there, and it just goes to show a little bit more support over there. If you guys could go follow me over there, it would just mean the world to me. Like I said, guys, I made the Patreon to give you guys content I can't give you guys here due to copyright and due to my channel, being at risk for strikes if I show a lot of copyright content on here. So definitely, it would just mean the world to me if you guys could go show me some support over there and go subscribe. Like I said, it's only $5 a month. It's practically free, and you guys get a lot of content over there. And there's only more shows and movies that are going to be coming out. And there's only more content that I'm going to be putting out over there. So definitely go subscribe over there. Yet again, here, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, put in notifications, and like this video. Let me know how excited you guys are for Echo. Let me know how excited you guys are to hear now that that Netflix's Daredevil is officially canon in the MCU. And also let me know down in the comments below what you guys hope to see going into the future now that Netflix's Daredevil is canon. What storylines do you guys want to see continue? What storylines do you guys want to see happen going forward now that Netflix's Daredevil is canon? As of course, as we all know, that the Netflix villain or not Netflix villain, the Daredevil Born Again villain is officially Muse. He is going to be the villain of Daredevil Born Again, which I'm really, really excited to see that villain Muse. I heard he is really, really dark. So you could already like tell or only imagine how much darker it's probably going to be than this. It's going to be so much darker. It's going to be so much grittier if Muse is going to be the villain of Daredevil Born Again. So if you don't think that this is going to be dark, even if after all the promotion that you've seen and them saying that it is TVMA and set your Disney Plus as the TVMA, I don't know really what will, like, because I know it's going to be darker probably than what they're pushing here when we get Muse and Daredevil Born Again. But all I know is that I really hope that you guys are excited about this. I really hope that you guys could see hope for Marvel again, for maybe some people that had some that didn't have some hope, or maybe kind of lost hope for Marvel. Hopefully this kind of spikes your hope level, you know what I mean, back up for Marvel, because like I said, Marvel, maybe Marvel's disappointing you, but Marvel's not sure as shit not disappointing me. I think we all kind of need to realize is that not everything will be how Endgame was. Again, that was a culmination of three phases. We will get there again. Again, this is a build up. Things build up. They're building up stories. They're building up the kind of the path to a big culmination of Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. Let them cook. They are cooking. You know what I mean? You might not like a project, that's fine, but definitely don't lose hope because look at what they're giving us. And I just think as of right now, a lot of Marvel fans are kind of I would say kind of getting together again and kind of agreeing that this show is going to kick ass and Marvel's got some heat coming up. But not only that, some people out there before I end the video here, some people out there said in the comments section of this trailer saying how the mighty have fallen if they have to promote a show via promoting it, have to promote the show with old footage from another show that people liked to get people to watch this show. It's brilliant promotion, one, to officially confirm that Netflix's Daredevil is canon, so whatever they are building up in the show is going to be building up to the show that was prior with Netflix's Daredevil, but also will build upon with what they were doing here, and then what they are building upon here is going to be what they are building upon going into Echo and going into Spider-Man 4. But not only that, it's brilliant because Daredevil is going to be in the show for an episode. Kingpin is such a key component in this show, so it makes sense to talk about their storylines all before to really kind of catch people up and also get people excited to see what we're going to be seeing in this show. It's brilliant marketing. And the people that said it wasn't and the people that had those stupid ass comments, you don't know marketing. This is brilliant marketing and it's hype level marketing. It's brilliant. And it makes everybody, and what a fun, exciting way to tell everybody that Netflix's Daredevil is canon. Get excited and stop hating. But like I said, guys, that was the video. I hope everybody has a great day, a safe day, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.